Hello, this is Mr. Ford again. Just thought I'd say a few words out there. And I am so happy for our country that we have begun to move forward again. And I'm thankful for the President of the United States of America, Mr. Donald J. Trump. We thank God that he has been placed in this office and he's there to do a job, to bring America back to the forefront of our beauty, of our culture, and of every citizen that lives in this country. Now, regardless of whether you think about him or not, it don't matter, because he's doing what he's supposed to do. He's a man of his word. He's kept his word, and we are thankful that we finally got somebody that can do that. Everybody calls the man a liar, calls him treasonous, and all of these different things because you hate him. Because he said that he was going to get into the office and he's going to drain the swamp, which needs to be drained. Thank God somebody got guts enough to say it. And he's had it. And he has done a fabulous job under all the pressure that CNN is placed on, MSNBC, all of these negative programs, Joy Behar, all of the negative things that they say about this president, Hollywood, all of these people. You know, I'm tired of all of this negative stuff. And, you know, I had great respect for one of my favorite actors until he did and said what he said. You know, anyway, I'll mention his name a little later on. But I had great respect for him until he done that. Actors, you guys are what you are. You're actors. You portray roles and different things like that. As far as living full life, and as far as really being engaged in our life, you know, in American life, I mean, you know, some of you decide to connect with a party or whatever, and sometimes you activists on things, and that's okay. Everybody has the right to do that. But I think when it comes to just having plain, down-to-earth, common sense, and they used to say, they use the word mother wit. I think a lot of people don't have it. A lot of people have book sense, book knowledge, but they don't have common sense. And they do not function properly. And I'm not being negative on anybody or anything like that, but there's some truth to what I'm saying. Matter of fact, there's a lot of truth to what I'm saying. And when you don't use your common sense, then you use book knowledge, what makes sense to you, what makes sense to somebody else, and you don't think about what you're saying or what you do. So it really can kind of throw things into limbo, because you have to be a person of reason in order to think properly and not have to live by how you feel, because how you feel means nothing. Absolutely nothing. So how I feel about abortion or how you feel about abortion means nothing. But here's what it does do. You're killing innocent babies who God sent into this world for a purpose. We never know what they come here for. Some of these children may have cures to cancer, cures to arthritis, cures to all different type of diseases. Some of them may be doctors, some of them may be lawyers. They may be some of the greatest people in the world. But through our ignorance and through what people say is okay, abortion is not okay, guys. It's not. It's murder. We don't want to talk about that. We want to keep that under the hush-hush. We don't want to tell the mothers that you're murdering your child. You're murdering a gift that God has sent down from above to resolve an issue. Every child that God sends has a purpose. He's a gift to the world. She's a gift to the world for a purpose. We don't know what it is all the time, but it's never just a conception. It's never just a blob of glue, as some people say, or a blob of goop, whatever you want to say. It's a life. It's a miracle that God has given us through the seed of a man. Life is created. Life takes form. It takes a brain. It takes a heart. It takes lungs. It's developed in the womb of a mother. Hello. Until we start telling the truth to ourselves and stop listening to the lies, we're never going to make it here. These lies are not the truth. They're not. And you know it in your heart. You know that it's not the truth, but you try to listen to what people say to justify things. And in your time of aloneness, you grieve, women, over the decision to abort a child. Think about that. If you're grieving over something, then why would you even feel that it's justification to destroy a life that God created in the womb? God created this through the seed of a man, just like through the seed of any animal. The seed is reproductive, or reproduction, or creating something all over again that's already been created. And you have to come to the conclusion that this is real and this is life. This is not a joke. It's serious, and we're going to be held accountable for it. There's some things that God's going to hold us accountable for. You're not going to be able to get away with it. You may be able to get away with it through man and listening to the lies that they have said, that the spirit of the devil. We don't like to talk about the one that's really behind stuff, do we? The spirit of the devil is behind every murdered child, because he doesn't want them to come into the world, because they're going to take repossession of what God has given us. And so he has deceived man into believing that it's a lump of glue. He has deceived people into believing that it's not real, or they can just destroy something that they want to anytime. We talk about mothers' rights. It's a lie. You're still killing a child. That's what you're doing. That life is not for you to take. So whether you like it or not, whether you accept it or not, here's the thing. If you don't want a child, make sure you do something to keep yourself from conceiving. Do that. But once you have conceived, that's a child, baby. That's not a fetus. That's a human being. Stop listening to the lie. That's a human life that's created not only in your image, but in the image of God Almighty. Something to think about, isn't it? So you can say I'm religious. You can say whatever you want. I'm not religious. This life is not about religion. It's about the reconnection of man and God. That's what it's all about. And that's what he has ordained for you and I to do. Now, whatever you want to believe, you can believe that. You have the freedom to. But just remember, a lot of things that you've been told by these different parties and these different smart people, per se, book sense is a book, is a lie. It's a lie. Capital L-I-E. However you want to spell it. It's a lie. We need to learn to accept truth as a means of life. That's what we need. The harsh truth. And life can be pretty rough sometimes. Truth can be pretty hard to take sometimes. But if you're going to be honest with yourself and the whole world, then you're going to take it with a lump of salt, as they say, or a grain of salt, or however you want to put it. But anyway, you're going to learn how to live with that. It's not the child's fault that they're there. It's your fault because you desired to have sex with whoever you were, and your womb and your ovaries were ready to conceive. So you got caught at that particular time. Be adult enough to accept the child, the beautiful gift that you've been given. Anyway, just talking about things in general, we have gotten the wrong concept about everything in this life. Because Satan is the one that's giving the directive. And we're listening to his directive and not God. We're not paying attention to nothing God is saying. We got a wonderful president in office who was ordained by God to be in that office. Beautiful businessman that's taking care of the business of the country. And you refuse to let him do what he's supposed to do. At every turn, you fight him. You constantly try to put him on Front Street. You judges, y'all vote against anything he does. You take it deliberately to the courts that you know will stand against what the president is trying to do. And you're talking about our democracy. We don't have one because you don't allow it to be. You're against your own self, folks. You are. There's some stupid stuff that I see going on every day. Just stupid things. You know. But this is my opinion. Just like you have the right to voice yours. And the funny thing is that you guys have no tolerance for us. But you all are supposed to be the tolerant people. I don't see no tolerance with you. I see that you want to shut up conservatives because of what we believe and what's right. That's why they call us the right wing and you the left. And just because we believe in doing things right, we believe in accounting for things, and you don't. You try to always get around the issues. And then you lie. You lie. All the time. Lie. And you get people believing your crap. Because they don't search it out. And they don't believe what's right. There is a right and wrong in life, people. There's two ways of thinking. There's a right way and then there's a wrong way. Whether you agree or not, it's not the point of agreement. It's the point